Good evening. This is Akashvani. I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Polling for third phase of Lok Sabha elections concludes with about 62% voter turnout. Assam at 75%, Goa with over 74% and West Bengal with nearly 74%, record highest voting. Notification for the seventh and last phase of Lok Sabha elections issued. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces at Kulgam in Jammu and Kashmir. A Delhi court extends judicial custody of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal till the 20th of this month. Israel seizes control of Rafah border crossing between the Gaza Strip and Egypt. And in IPL Cricket, match underway between Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals in Delhi. Polling concluded today for the third phase of Lok Sabha elections in 93 parliamentary constituencies spread over 10 states and 1 union territory. Except a few minor incidents, by and large peaceful voting was reported. Polling remained largely peaceful with voters from all walks of life participating enthusiastically despite the heatwave condition in several parts of the country. Approximate voter turnout of nearly 62% was recorded. Assam at over 75%, Goa with over 74% and West Bengal with nearly 74% recorded the highest voting. With the conclusion of the third phase, voting for 284 out of 543 Lok Sabha constituencies has been completed. The remaining 259 constituencies will be covered in the remaining 4 phases. Constituencies which went to polls in the third phase include 25 in Gujarat, 14 in Karnataka, 11 in Maharashtra and 10 seats in Uttar Pradesh. Besides, voting also took place for 9 seats in Madhya Pradesh, 7 in Chhattisgarh, 5 in Bihar, 4 seats each in Assam and West Bengal, 2 seats each in Goa and the Union Territory of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. The polling was also held for the Betul parliamentary constituency of Madhya Pradesh, which was rescheduled from the second phase due to the demise of the BSP candidate. Polling for Anantnag Rajouri parliamentary constituency in Jammu and Kashmir, earlier scheduled in the third phase, will now take place in the sixth phase from the 25th of May. In Surat parliamentary constituency of Gujarat, the BJP candidate has already been elected unopposed. A total of 1,331 candidates were in the fray in this phase. In Madhya Pradesh, the polling was peaceful in 9 Lok Sabha constituencies today. Prominent candidates in the state whose political fate was sealed in the EVMs include senior BJP leader Jyotiraditya Scindia and Shivraj Singh Chauhan and senior Congress leader Digvijay Singh. Our correspondent has the details.
Despite the scorching heat in Madhya Pradesh today, voters voted eagerly and peacefully on 9 Lok Sabha seats. There is no news of any untoward incident from anywhere. The day temperature in most of the Lok Sabha constituencies was around 40 degrees Celsius. Hence, long lines of voters were seen in the initial hours and before the end of voting, except in the afternoon. The fate of 127 candidates was sealed in the EVM today. Counting of votes on all these seats will take place on 4th June. Sanjeev Sharma, Akashvani News, Bhopal.
In Uttar Pradesh, the polling remained peaceful in 10 Lok Sabha seats of the state. These seats were Agra, Fatehpur Sikri, Etah, Hathras, Mainpuri, Aula, Bareilly, Sambhal, Badaयूं and Firozabad. We go over live to our correspondent Sushil Tiwari in Lucknow for more details. Hello Sushil, how was the overall polling in the state?
Well, as per the data of Election Commission, around 57.34% polling was recorded on the 10 seats till 6 p.m. And if we compare it from the last elections in 2019, the polling percentage was around 60 something, so more than 60%. So in that case, 3%, around 3% polling was less than the last time. But we have seen that in some constituencies, polling was even better than last time. Like in Mainpuri, last time polling was 56%, but this time it is 58%. So there are some constituencies where polling was almost close to the last year data, and some cases where it was drastically down by 3 to 4%. Like in Agra, the polling was last time 60%, and this time it was 54%. So overall, the polling was around 3% less than last time.
Right.
But people were very enthusiastic.
Right. Sushil, could you throw some light on what are the stakes for the political parties in this phase?
Actually, Valsad, the stakes are very high, particularly for the Samajwadi Party, because three candidates from the Yadav family, the Akhilesh Yadav's family, are contesting in these elections. Like his cousin, son of Ram Gopal Yadav, Aditya Yadav, Akshay Yadav is contesting from Firozabad, and son of Shivpal Yadav, Aditya Yadav is contesting from Badaयूं, and his wife Dimple Yadav is contesting from Manpuri. Akhilesh Yadav today casted her vote in Saifai, which comes in the parliamentary constituency of Manpuri. Same for the ruling BJP or the NDA, you can say. Central Minister Professor S.P. Singh Baghel is contesting from Agra. The son of BJP stalwart Kalyan Singh is contesting from Etah.
Right.
And another minister in the state government is contesting from Hathras. So stakes are very high for all parties.
Right.
But in Bareilly, the BSP candidate's nomination was cancelled. So there is direct fight
Right.
between BJP
Right,
and
thank
joint
you.
alliance candidate.
Right, Sushil, thank you. Thank you so much for that update. In Maharashtra, an average of over 55% voting was recorded. With today's polling, voting for 24 out of 48 Lok Sabha seats is now complete in the state. The remaining seats will go to vote in the next two phases. We have a report.
The fate of 258 candidates contesting for 11 Lok Sabha seats in Maharashtra is now sealed in EVMs. Beating the heat, people across all age groups showed great enthusiasm and turned out to vote. While first-time voters were present in plenty, super senior citizens were also seen visiting the booths. In Kolhapur, a 102-year-old person named Babosa Rajaram Yadav chose not to vote from home and visited his allocated booth to fulfill his national duty. As part of the International Election Visitors Program, a 7-member delegation visited various polling booths across Raigad and were amazed by the enthusiasm of voters, and especially the Adarsh Divyang booth. They also held interactions with the voters regarding the ease of using EVMs. With Pratna, this is Nisha Rani, Akashvani News, Mumbai.
Our Bengaluru correspondent reports the election in 14 constituencies in Karnataka concluded peacefully. With this, voting process in all 28 constituencies in the state has been completed. Brisk voting was seen in all the constituencies with overall percentage of about 67% at the end of the poll. A report.
The four-time MP from Dharwad, Prahalad Joshi, former Chief Minister Basuraj Bommai from Haveri, Union Minister of State and two-time MP from Bidar, Bhagwant Khuba, B.S. Yediyurappa's son, B.Y. Raghavendra from Shimoga, were the prominent candidates from BJP. The Forest Minister in the state, Ishwar Khandre's son, Sagar Khandre, Congress National President Mallikarjun Kharge's son-in-law, Radhakrishna Dodmani from Gulbarga, State Women and Child Development Minister Lakshmi Hebbalkar's son, Mrinal Hebbalkar from Belagavi, and PWD Minister Satish Jarkiholi's daughter Priyanka from Chikkodi were some of the notable candidates from Congress. Their fate is sealed by the voters today, which will be known on June 4th. Sudhindra, Akashvani News, Bengaluru.
Meanwhile, filing of nominations has begun for the 7th and last phase with issuance of notification by the Election Commission. Voting in this phase will be held in 57 Lok Sabha seats in 7 states and 1 union territory. Polling percentage in other states is as follows: Chhattisgarh over 67%, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu over 65%, Bihar over 56%, and Gujarat over 55%. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
लोक निर्णय 2024 मतदान स्पेशल।
आम चुनावों के मतदान पर विशेष कार्यक्रम,
विभिन्न अंचलों से मतदान की खबर,
संवाददाताओं से मिलेगी सीधी जानकारी,
विशेषज्ञों की भी सुनेंगे राय। आकाशवाणी गोल्ड पर
सुनिए लोक प्रसारक के साथ लोक निर्णय 2024 मतदान स्पेशल।
Welcome back to the news at 9. The Election Commission has directed Delhi Chief Electoral Officer to ensure that no campaign material without having the names and addresses of the printer and publisher is circulated or fixed. In a letter to the Delhi CEO, the Election Commission said strict and swift action must be taken to take down or confiscate such election material. The Election Commission has directed social media platform X to immediately take down an objectionable tweet posted from the handle of Karnataka BJP. In a letter to the nodal officer of the social media app, the Commission said the post by the Karnataka BJP is violative of extant legal framework. It said an FIR has already been registered in the matter. In the Kashmir Valley, 2 terrorists were killed in an encounter that broke out between terrorists and security forces in Redwani Pine village of Kulgam district last evening. One of the slain terrorists eliminated in the operation was a top commander of TRF, the Resistance Front terror outfit identified as Basit Dar. IGP Kashmir V.K. Virdi told Akashvani that the most wanted terrorist Basit Dar was an A category terrorist of the banned TRF who was active since 2021. A Delhi court today extended the judicial custody of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal till the 20th of May in the money laundering case connected to the liquor policy scam. Special Judge Kaveri Baveja of Rao's Avenue Court passed the order on the expiry of his judicial custody in the Enforcement Directorate ED case. Kejriwal was arrested by the ED on the 21st of March. The Israeli military has seized control of the Rafah border crossing between the Gaza Strip and Egypt today. Authorities said Israeli tanks pushed into the southern Gaza town of Rafah after a night of airstrikes on the Palestinian enclave. However, the ceasefire negotiations with Hamas remained precarious. The development came after hours of whiplash in the Israel-Hamas war with the militant group yesterday saying it accepted an Egyptian-Qatari mediated ceasefire proposal. Vladimir Putin was sworn in today for a new 6-year term at a ceremony in the Grand Kremlin Palace in Moscow. Putin is already in office for nearly a quarter century and the longest-serving Kremlin leader after Joseph Stalin. In March this year, Putin had won a landslide victory in a tightly controlled election. India has once again called upon Canada to stop providing criminal and secessionist elements a safe haven and political space in the country. In response to media queries regarding a float in the Nagar Kirtan parade in Moulton, Canada, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Randeep Jaiswal said New Delhi has repeatedly raised strong concerns regarding violent imagery being used by extremist elements in Canada against India's political leadership. The centre has granted permission for the export of 14,000 metric tons of non-basmati white rice to Mauritius. In a notification, Directorate General of Foreign Trade said the authorization will be facilitated through the National Cooperative Exports Limited. The regional Met officer said heatwave conditions are likely to continue for another 5 days in Tamil Nadu. The warning has been given after most of the districts have recorded 2 to 3 degrees Celsius above normal temperature. More from our correspondent.
Heatwave conditions prevailed in coastal and isolated interior parts of the state today. Though it is sizzling hot in Chennai and suburban areas during the daytime, sea breeze slowly settles in late in the evening. Wall post advisories on prevention of heat stroke could be seen in many places in the city, and district hospitals have set apart separate wards for those who suffer from heat stroke. However, there is a consolation as the regional Met Department has predicted rainfall in western districts and also in Chennai tonight or tomorrow. Joy, Akashvani, reporting from Chennai.
In IPL Cricket, Delhi Capitals have set a target of 222 runs before Rajasthan Royals in New Delhi. Delhi Capitals scored 221 for 8 in the stipulated 20 overs. Earlier, Rajasthan Royals won the toss and elected to bowl. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Polling for third phase of Lok Sabha elections concludes with about 62% voter turnout. Assam at 75%, Goa with over 74%, West Bengal with nearly 74% record highest voting. Notification for 7th and last phase of Lok Sabha elections issued. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces at Kulgam in Jammu and Kashmir. A Delhi court extends judicial custody of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal till the 20th of this month. Israel seizes control of Rafah border crossing between Gaza Strip and Egypt, and an IPL cricket match underway between Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals in Delhi. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.